Hello, hello, hello. This is Richard, the Classic Gamers Guild. Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere. And it is time to return to Whitechapel in the time of Queen Victoria. And, well, time to resume the search for Jack the Ripper. Now, if you remember, we just got done in the clinic. Big Danny.
It's me that you're looking for, sweetheart.
No, not really.
Actually, no. I am looking for the cat food seller, Hardiman.
Hardiman? Poor Hardiman? It isn't quitting time for him yet. That gives me some time to wander the streets before he shows up, and with him all the cats hereabouts.
Do you know where he lives?
Sure. And for a copper, I might even tell you.
Here are a few coins.
You're too kind, Governor. Well, these days, I knows that he lives with his mammy on Hanbury Street, in the same place where Dark Annie bled to death.
Why did you call him poor Hardiman?
Bah!
Yeah.
He's in grieving, of course. Just a few weeks ago, he lost his wife. And 3 months before that, his girl, poor fella. He was in tatters. Even came to cry on my shoulder, believe it or not.
Well, I must leave you. I must go to Hanbury Street.
Yeah. Hanbury Street. Which means... Yep, there's Hanbury.
This is the building in which poor Annie Chapman was killed. Beep, beep.
Ah! There's our cat star. You can tell him from the beep beep.
Beep, beep. Hello, are you Mr. Hardiman? That's me. I am Dr. Watson. I have come to see you about Fletcher's shop. I would like to use it for an hour or two, if you have the keys and your rates are reasonable.
Do you want to operate on someone in the butcher's?
Not at all. One of my friends needs it to prepare pig's heads.
Well, why not? Fletcher certainly wouldn't mind, but there's a problem.
Problem?
A problem? How so?
This morning, the neighbour above broke his key in the door. The old boy must have already had a drink.
So?
Boy.
Well, I tried my best to unjam it with Fletcher's spare key, which is pretty thin, and bam, that one broke too.
Uh-oh.
Hard luck. But if you have the end of the broken key, perhaps it can be fixed.
It must still be upstairs. I didn't pick it up. Fletcher has a key too, so I didn't think it was a problem. Fancy, if I just had another key with a simpler blade, I could copy it. I'm great at odd jobs.
Fine, I will try to find all of that.
Okay.
Well, see you later then.
Goodbye, sir.
Okay. So you can fix the key. Wow. Yep, very simple place.
Oh, no. But what a...
how dreadful.
What the hell is this? Oh, God. Oh.
Where can I find a key with a simpler blade? On a worthless door, perhaps.
That slurping sound is getting on my nerves.
My word. These are innards.
Yeah.
Kebabs. The same hardiments. So he prepares his meat here. This bag contains butcher's equipment.
Well, yeah. Alright. Okay, we're downstairs again. Now an outhouse.
This key was left inadvertently. Indeed, there is nothing terribly precious inside. But what a stench!
Ugh. Well, yeah, an outhouse is definitely not pleasant, so let's see. Alright. Oh, now I got 2 keys. I hope.
Have you found anything I need to remake the key?
There you go. I think you'll manage with all of this.
I'm sure I will, sir. It won't take me long.
Okay.
Say, I think there's some of your business upstairs.
Oh, you're right. I ain't had the time to sort it out. Sometimes I'm in such a hurry to prepare my meat that I forget to clean up.
But why do it in the stairwell?
Offal
Yeah.
bleeds bucket loads, they do, as you've seen. Now, why would I do that in my own lodgings?
Ah, of course. But what about your poor neighbours?
They owe it to me, all the times I've helped them out. And I don't have a shop either.
Oh my gosh.
Say, you sell animal meat, isn't that right? Would you know where I could find a dozen small pig's heads?
The guy who gets me my offal should have some.
I'll
Oh.
pay your day's wages if you meet me at Fletcher's butcher shop in 2 hours with the pig's heads. Here's a little advance.
I'll do my best, Doctor.
The caretaker of another building told us that the place where your mother lives has a reputation for facilitating prostitutes' activities. Is that true?
Sure, the doors are never closed. They come through here like it's Paddington Station.
By the way, I heard about your loss. My condolences.
Ta, sir. I saw them die slow deaths. My little girl, her face was eaten by the disease.
Thank you, my friend, and please forgive me for bringing up such painful memories.
Go, I must do my rounds, and I will look for what you've asked for.
As for me, I will go and find Holmes, and we will go to the butcher's together. Let's return to Fletcher's butcher shop.
Indeed. Let's get back there.
Your heads are on the block inside. Say, you wouldn't be the same chap who bought my whole load the other day.
It's possible, but if you want to continue to do business together, you mustn't speak of my presence in the area to anyone.
Don't worry, my lord. I'll be as quiet as a church mouse.
Yeah. The church master goes beep beep. Alright.
Holmes, will you explain the reason and rhyme behind this masquerade?
Elementary. We shall conduct an experiment that will allow us to answer a simple question. Does the type of weapon used by the killer correspond to a specific profession?
Ah. let's see.
There is nothing further to find in this room, Watson. However, I need some knives. Our only hope is behind this door.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing further to find in this room, Watson. However, I need some knives. Our only hope is behind this door.
Well.
And here are our sow's heads. Congratulations, Watson.
You're welcome, Holmes, but what do you really want to do? Take up a collection?
There is nothing further to find in this room, Watson. However, I need some knives. Our only hope is behind this door. This wheel is broken and prevents the door from sliding. I need something.
Well, I think we have, yeah, there we go. Pocket knife, I think that'll do it. Yep, there we go. Hmm.
There, this door is slightly raised.
Okay. Now if I put this one...
Elementary.
Indeed!
While I prepare our experiment, could you find me 2 knives? A small one, somewhat larger than a pocket knife, with a large, sharp blade. We'll need it to separate the bones and to cut through the thick skins. Then find me a long knife that's at least 13 inches long, no shorter, that's sharp and has a thick blade.
Fine, Holmes, but I'd like to tell you about Hardiman. Do you know that he prepares his kebabs himself, and...
That he owns butcher's tools and uses offal? That's obvious, Watson. Pray, take my magnifying glass and my rule and get started, Watson. Find me these 2 knives.
Okay, I need knives. Ah! Okay. Well, that's a long knife, and that's a long
With
knife.
the rule, I must find a large knife. Size? 11 inches. Size? 13 inches.
Okay.
Thanks to the magnifying glass, I can find a small knife that matches Holmes's description. Fragments of cartilage.
No.
Fragments of cartilage. Large size. Fragments of cartilage. Fragments of cartilage. Fragments of cartilage.
I think that's the other one.
Here are the knives you asked for. Be careful, they're awfully sharp. Holmes, I must say that this experiment is making me rather uneasy, comparing animal heads to these poor women.
Yes.
You're right, Watson, but this somewhat shocking experiment may help to end this massacre and save other victims. You can be sure of that. Look, these pigs' heads are still bloody, which will suit our experiment perfectly. I have a pocket knife and a scalpel with me. With the 2 knives you just brought me, we have a similar array of weapons as those probably used by the killer. We saw 3 types of throat wounds on the deceased attributed to this man: those intended to slit the throat, those intended to decapitate, and the more superficial yet mortal wound that led to the death of the unfortunate victim in Dutfield's yard, Miss Stride.
Oh
With the
my.
help of these 4 knives, we are going to try to recreate these wounds on the pigs' heads and see what we can establish about the weapon or weapons used. We may also be able to rule out Miss Stride as a victim of the killer of the other 3.
Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so what do I do here? Select the... So how do I do this?
Let's try to use these weapons on this head to obtain a large deep wound to the throat, like those that were noted on 3 of the 4 victims.
Alright. No.
This little knife is very sharp and has a very wide blade.
Yeah.
This pocket knife is very sharp, but its blade is too thin.
Oh yeah, definitely not the right one.
The wound is too shallow. Look, Watson, this knife easily penetrates the flesh. Elementary.
Okay. Alright. Now what here? Back.
Let's try to decapitate our victim with these tools, knowing that the killer didn't quite manage to do it.
Charming.
Look, Watson, this little knife with a wide base can easily slice the vertebrae of our porcine friend. The blade of this pocket knife is too thin to reach the vertebrae. With a scalpel, the wound is too shallow.
Indeed.
This knife with a long blade easily slices the flesh, but cannot dislocate the vertebrae. Elementary.
See, that one would cut it. Okay. Alright,
Let's
number
see if
3.
these knives can inflict a mortal wound in a situation where a single quick blow is given. The scenario in question is that of Dutfield's yard.
Alright, let's see what this one does.
Look, Watson, the blade sinks easily into the flesh.
Indeed, it does.
In using the cutting edge of this pocket knife's blade, I can scrape the skin. This particularly sharp blade can make a deep gash with one quick slice.
Yeah.
It cuts through the flesh easily as the blade is so sharp.
Okay. So that, and that.
Elementary.
Alright, so. For one, it's one and that one. For this one, it's these 3 and this. The only one common in all of them?
That's it, Watson, the big knife.
Yep.
With respect to the opinion of the medical examiners who noted that a butcher's knife with a long blade would have caused the eviscerations on some of the victims, we can assume, Watson, that he only used this type of weapon as it is capable of inflicting all of the wounds displayed. Furthermore, the
Indeed.
Dutfield's Yard murder remains attributable, for the moment, to the Whitechapel killer, if we are able to explain why the murderer used his knife in a different manner. Why not go there now? We will try to reenact the killer's actions that night. Our first objective will be to clarify, one way or another, the statements of Constable Smith, as well as this Hungarian by the name of Schwartz. We must also try to find out more about the International Working Men's Educational Club, underneath which the murder took place, perhaps at the Wasp's Nest.
Yes, let's go to Dutfield's Yard or wherever, but quickly. I am in urgent need of fresh air.
I can't blame him on that. I wouldn't
Let's
want
go to the Wasp's Nest.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't want to be in there for too much longer. I could never be a butcher. I don't have the stomach for it. My brother-in-law, he can do it. Somebody playing a calliope or something. Or a hurdy-gurdy. We're running! 'Cause I don't want the bubbies to see me here! You keeping up, Watson? Oh, good.
Don't forget that Bluto may still be hiding here. I will try to find out more inside. You, Watson, must intercept the policeman on his rounds. Given the hour and a bit of luck, it will be Smith. Try to get some information from him.
Understood, Holmes.
Oh! There's our friend the bartender.
A draft, my good man.
Here, sir.
Tell me, was it not a mere stone's throw away from here that the Whitechapel killer struck last week?
That'd be Jack the Ripper, that's his name. Slit the throat of a working girl in a small courtyard over there behind them big wooden doors.
Below the Workers' Club?
The very spot, below Lipsky and Co. I wouldn't be surprised if Jack was one of them, if you catch my drift.
Lipsky and Company. Do you mean to say that someone called Lipsky runs this club?
Nah, it's just that it's full of Jews. In Whitechapel, we call them all Lipskys, like that Lipsky who killed that girl in Batty Street last year.
Oh, really?
Last year, a Jew named Israel Lipsky killed a lass who was 6 months pregnant by making her drink acid.
Ugh.
One trial and one protest by rabbis later, and he was hanging. By those who don't much like him, the Jews are called Lipskys.
Is the term Lipskys used to refer to the Jews in the area, and is this club frequented by Jews?
You got it. Socialist Jews, even. They spend their evenings hollering, singing. I've seen them spitting on the bosses.
And you know the victim?
No more her than any other. The working girls don't drum up business too much in this street. They need a reason to end up here.
Oh, dear.
Very well. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Part of it is just how it... Willings.
Hello.
I know you. You're Squibby's guardian angel. You weren't dressed the same last time, but I don't forget a face. No hard feelings, sir. Join me in the glass.
Well, let's...
Your Jack the Ripper is on everyone's lips and written in all the papers. You must be awfully
Indeed.
proud of yourself. You have skill, that's certain. It's a shame you use it to mask rather than discover the truth.
You better believe that I'm going to find out who it is. I got an old swap interpreter. You know that Hungarian soul lives stride, get it. Doesn't speak a word of English. And when he went round the station, another went along to interpret. I found that bloke, and he repeated everything he said at the station. It won't be long before I find these fellows.
Why do you say these fellows? Were there several of them?
Do you not read papers or what? Well, given the rubbish that you read sometimes, let me explain.
Hmm.
45 a.m. Schwartz goes down the burners towards Fairclough. I don't know where the work club is.
Yeah.
Further than there, just near the yards with doors, a chap evidently are arguing. The stars said the local was the girl in the yard, but the translated to the Schwartz pulling a little the road. As was follow. He grabs her by the shoulders and throws her on the ground. She falls a bit, but not too loudly. Old Schwartz is scared, crosses to the other side, but continues in the same direction. The bloke with the girl notices him and yells, Lipsky. At the same time, another bloke at the corner of Fairclough and Burner, who was lighting his pipe, gets in on the action. He starts coming towards Schwartz in a menacing way, and Schwartz takes to his heels, doesn't see anything else. Once he finds out that a woman got herself killed, he went to testify, and identified Longley Stride as the woman he saw getting thrown about, so that when they were definitely two blokes, mate. But why am I telling you all this?
In vino veritas. I'll take my leave then, Mr. Bullock.
That's right. Till next time.
Vino Veritas. Yeah, truth and wine, I guess.
First and foremost, I'm PC Smith.
Okay. I think that's him. Is this him?
Good evening, Constable.
Good evening, sir.
I am Dr. Watson. Would you happen to be PC Smith, the man who patrols this beat?
That's me. And you work with the famous Sherlock Holmes, don't you? What can I do for you?
Indeed.
I believe you were on duty the night when the murder took place here. You would certainly be able to confirm a few details, such as the time of death that the medical examiner gave.
It's just that I wasn't there when the body was discovered. I don't think I can help you.
Fair enough. But
I was told that you had seen the victim that very night.
Indeed. But it was before the murder. I saw her, not far from here. She was talking to a man. It was around 12:30 or 12:35 a.m.
A man.
What did this man look like?
I only saw him from behind, really. He was wearing a short black outfit, a small felt hat like a cap in a dark colour, and a white collar. He seemed to be a respectable type. He was carrying a packet in his hand wrapped in newspaper, about 18 inches long and about 6 inches wide.
His outfit reminds me of someone that I know. Was he a large man, on the older side?
I don't think so, no. Even though I only saw him from behind, I would say that he was barely 30 years old, or even less. Say 28, or even less. 26 years old, and 5 foot 8 inches tall at the very most. He had a small dark brown moustache and an olive complexion, I would say, but once again, I only caught a brief glimpse of his face in three-quarter profile.
Nobody else saw this man?
I discussed this previously with Mr. Eagle, the president of the Workers' Club. That night he returned around 12:40 a.m. to the club. He used the passage through Dutfield's yard to get into the club because the main door was locked. He can attest that he didn't see anyone else in the passage at that time, but wasn't really paying attention to who else might have been in Burner Street itself.
Oh my.
He was listening to the song coming from the club. In short, no one else saw him.
Well, thank you for having satisfied my curiosity, my friend.
A fine evening to you, Doctor.
Oh, now we know other information. Alright. Well, now we're back to controlling Holmes. And,
Well, Watson, let's go to Dutfield's yard.
okay.
Dutfield's yard.
Yeah. Well, I think we will call it a day here. Not getting into the investigation until next time we venture in here. So we will save it here. As always, this is Rich Kale here on YouTube, Rich Gen X elsewhere, Richard the Classic Gamers Guild. Next time we will reenact the murder and figure out how the events played out, and get closer to finding out who the hell Jack the Ripper is. As always, if you enjoyed this playthrough, I invite you to check out the other playthroughs on the channel. For some, I do some classic games, for some more recent games. If you have a perchance for horror and mystery, I would suggest taking a look at my Shivers playthrough, as well as a few other games on there. So until then, take care, and I bid you all a good day. Bye!